Am I wrong for refusing to raise my parents' new baby? After I already raised their first three, my parents had 4 kids because they liked the idea of a big family the way some people like the idea of running marathons. Romantic in theory, miserable in execution. I was 9 years old when I learned to make formula bottles. Not because I wanted to play house, but because my baby brother was screaming at 2 a.m. and my parents were at some bar downtown. By 11, I was signing permission slips and packing lunches because my parents couldn't be bothered. I failed 8th grade because I was up all night with a sick toddler while my parents slept through it in the next room. I didn't have a childhood. I had 3 children before I hit puberty, and because of that, one of the best days of my life was moving out. So when my mom called last month to announce she was pregnant again at 43, I felt my stomach drop. "We're so excited," she said, "and we can't wait for you to help like before." I said no. Simple as that. One word. However, you'd think I announced I was joining a cult. The guilt campaign started within the hour. My mom called back crying. Family helps family. That's what we do. Interesting philosophy from someone who missed my high school graduation for a spa appointment. My dad texted, which he never does, saying I was breaking my mother's heart. My 3 younger siblings texted me, "You were so good at raising us. We turned out fine. Why can't you take in our newest sibling?" My aunt called me selfish. My grandmother said I was ungrateful. Then the real nightmare started. I came home from work to find my parents already inside my apartment. My mom still had the emergency key I'd given her 2 years ago. She was in my spare room assembling a crib. "We put this in here since you're not using the space," she said without looking up. I had literally told them last week about how excited I was to transform that room into an art studio. I stood in the doorway watching my dad carry in boxes of diapers. "I didn't agree to this," I said. My mom kept screwing pieces together. "You will. You always do." I told them to leave. My mom finally looked at me, and her face went dark. "If you don't help us," she said slowly, "we might have to give this baby up. Is that what you want? Your sibling raised by strangers because you were too selfish to help your own family?" She didn't even blink when she said it, so I knew she meant it. That night, I sat in my car outside their house for over an hour. I had my hand on the door handle 3 separate times. I just couldn't decide whether to storm in there and tell them no again, or just give in and agree to take the baby in. The old guilt they had hammered into my brain had its fingers around my throat, and it knew exactly how to squeeze. Instead of making a decision, I drove home, but I didn't sleep. They scheduled a family dinner the following Sunday. I knew it was a trap the moment I walked in. Every relative within 50 miles sat around the table like a jury. My mom started crying before the appetizers hit the table. "We just don't understand why you're being so difficult." My aunt jumped in immediately. "After everything your parents did for you growing up, this is how you repay them?" I laughed, which made everyone stare. I decided to break it down for them. I was 11 when my sister started calling me mama by accident, and no one corrected her. I failed 8th grade because I was signing report cards and lying to teachers about why my parents never showed up. The table went quiet. My siblings looked at each other like they were hearing another language. "I didn't have a childhood," I continued, my voice flat, "because they didn't want to be parents. I raised my siblings so they could go to bars and take trips and pretend they were still 20-something. My youngest brother spoke first, the one I'd rock to sleep 1,000 nights. "Someone has to help out. It just makes sense that it should be you. You already know how." My sister nodded. "We were too young to remember most of it. You're the only one with experience." My mom reached for my hand. "Sweetheart, you're exaggerating. You simply helped out your family. That's normal. We were good parents." I pulled my hand back. "You weren't parents at all." "I was." My dad cleared his throat. "This is ridiculous. We're not asking much. Just a little help until the baby's a little older." I looked at my siblings. The kids I'd raised myself were now staring back at me like I was a stranger. I understood then that no matter the truth, they'd still choose to see me as the villain. I grabbed my coat and walked out. Nobody followed. I heard my mom yell something about regret as the door closed, but I didn't turn around. I found out a year later through social media that they kept the baby. There are pictures of my mom holding her, looking exhausted in a way I recognize like my own reflection. My dad's in some of them too. Actually present. Actually parenting. Nobody's called to apologize.